Brother in Christ, Weston, thanks for joining me today. Today's article comes out of the Sun. Let's get into it. Okay, so Charlie Kirk's killer has been arrested, and so let's read. It says here, the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University has been arrested and thrown behind bars. Suspect Tyler Robinson, 22, was arrested on Thursday night after his dad turned him in, ending the manhunt following the shooting. So his own father was turned him in. And I heard, we'll see in the article, and then I'll talk about it. There he is. Just look at him. This guy's 22 years old. Just a couple of years into college. Just graduated high school 3 to 4 years ago. 22. I'm 36. 14 years younger than me. And committed a crime that he can never come back from, at least on this side of eternity, in terms of like being free. He'll be behind bars for the rest of his life. And for what? For what? Differing ideas. There's Charlie. I told you about that. Charlie got hit on the right side, so the side that you see here is the side that he got hit on. I don't know if that was right before it, but I remember telling in the other video when I watched it. He was talking, put his mic down, it's responding, put the mic down, and then it just happened. And it was quick. And I've watched some videos of people talking about the shot, the hit, and that he was more than likely already unconscious and passed next to seconds. So if he felt it, he actually most likely didn't even feel it when it happened, and he was already gone. So there was, in essence, no pain, which ideally is what, if anybody's going to pass, they wouldn't want to feel pain. They just would want it to happen. You take your last breath here, you take your next breath in heaven, hopefully. We know that Charlie's there. That's Charlie speaking to the crowd before he was shot. This is this young man. You can look at his father. Just look at him. Looks like he, American flag. That's not something, I guess you could say, somebody on the left would do. I don't like to play politics in terms of who would rep our American flag, but you know that at minimum, I know that minimum somebody on the right would represent American flag, because you see that all the time. And so, I don't know, just looking at him, this kid doesn't look like this is something he would do. Like, what happened? Police said Robinson confessed to his dad, Matt, that he shot Charlie Kirk. Think about that as a father. The idea of thinking like, where did I go wrong for my son to to do such, commit a crime, and to premeditate all of it. I watched the video where he comes out, he jumps off the roof, then he walks across the grass here like you see, then he kind of like tries to fit himself in with society in terms of like, just a major thing has happened. Everybody's this way while he's this way, and that's it, dude. I don't even know how you do all that and how you make it up there and not get caught, and everything leading up to it, dude. Robinson, a Utah resident, accused of firing a single shot that struck Kirk, 31, in the neck and killed him during a speaking event. We got him, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said at a press briefing on Friday. Robinson confessed the shooter to his dad. He told a family friend who called law enforcement to the scene. It says sick messages found. The police reportedly obtained messages on Discord that showed Robinson's appearing to plot the assassination. There's always something um, in common with a lot of this, that there's manifestos for people that they're somewhere like on Reddit or some kind of site, Discord, something like that. Man, there's something. It's always something. They find it, and I don't know why people. It's in my mind. I'm like, why are you even writing it out? Like, what does that do for them? What is that? I don't know. Like, I don't want them. I'm obviously I don't want the mind of a killer. I'm saying that why do people do this? Like, what is it for? If you were going to do this, why would you want to let people know in the first place? Like, why would you want to write it out? Like, I don't understand, but there's always some kind of manifesto. There's always some paper trail that leads to something public where they find it. They just find it. Cox said officials interviewed Robinson's roommate, who showed investigators warning messages on the app about the suspect, saying he needed to get the rifle after he left it in a bush. Discord clarified that they found no evidence of Robin promoting violence or planning Kirk's assassination on the platform. Interesting. It says what we know by far: suspected assassin Tyler Robinson was taken into custody after a sweeping manhunt. He was turned in after he confessed to his dad. Chilling footage shows the suspect fleeing after the shooting. That's right, I saw it. Pictures and videos released by the FBI show person of interest wearing black long sleeve. If you haven't seen that already, just what they showed of him, that's the guy. The student speaking to Kirk as he died. The student speaking to Kirk as he died broke his silence. Charlie Kirk's body was taken back to his hometown, Arizona. Kirk's widow, Erica, was seen for the first time since his death. Two people previously taken into custody were released, including an elderly man. The FBI offered a $100,000 reward for information. Utah's governor said officials will seek the death penalty for the shooter. Trump's posthumous, I don't know how to say that, posthumous, goodness gracious, awarded Kirk the Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor that you can get. Um, I think a civilian can get. Jude Hoffman, Vice President of Trust and Safety at Discord, said the suspect's roommate was messaging a friend after the shooting, saying, recounting the content of a note that the suspect had left elsewhere. The roommate showed the police messages about Robinson, saying he changed clothes to escape the cops. Robinson also wrote about wrapping the rifle in a towel and leaving it at the drop point. While police believe Robinson acted alone, they're also probing the possibility that he had an accomplice after a video emerged of him allegedly speaking on the phone to someone about the killing. I did not know that. Cox confirmed that engraved messages were found on the bullet casing, so I heard about this, belonging to Robinson. Some of the inscriptions included the messages like, hey fascist, catch. If you read this, you are gay. Cox said one of the writings had the lyrics to the Italian folk song Bella Ciao. I don't know why. Who is Tyler Robinson? Robinson's family told police that sometime before the Pro Gun activist assassination, suspects spoke about his dislike for Kirk during a family dinner. Wow. Utah Governor Spencer Cox read out the list of messages. Tyler Robinson's bullet casings, words seem to reference online gaming culture, anti-fascist ideology. Below are some inscriptions that have been revealed and their possible meanings. Hey fascist, catch, followed up by arrow, right arrow, 3 arrows down symbol, controller button instructions, yes, of course, to release a bomb in the video game Helldiver. I get it. It's a code. um I would understand that reference because I'm a gamer, so I understand that, up up down down left right, stuff like that. It's a code, and so in a game that you have to do that to release a big bomb. So it's making a symbolism like he's going to release a bomb, an arrow that's going to do some damage. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Lyrics from Italian song as a rally cry for anti-fascist resistance fighters during World War II. If you read this, you are gay. LMAO. Okay. Notice notices bulges OWO. I don't know what that means. What's that? It's an internet meme used by gamers referencing furries and animated videos. The cartridges were found next to the gun the officials say was used to kill Kirk. The suspects reportedly criticized Kirk for having hateful views. The family member said Robinson had become more political in his recent years. Okay, Robinson's grandmother, Debbie Robinson, was in disbelief that her grandson could have pulled the trigger. There's no way they could have done anything like that. I would cross my heart and promise that he's absolutely no way. He's never, ever gotten in trouble in life. He's just a very shy kid. Brother, something's going on. Debbie claims she never knew her grandson to be interested in guns, despite multiple pictures from his mom's Facebook showing him holding guns. Published. So there's the rifle with the scope. Somebody mentioned that some guy who I follow on Facebook, who is a private investigator, um, was like, this is probably somebody who's not necessarily trained. He probably has a scope. He was talking about how the depth is, the way the hit was, the way like the stadium was, where he could have been at the vantage point. Even talking about like how this could possibly be based off the situation, his experience. So there it is. That's insane, man. Pictures, golly, dude. I'm just thinking about the idea of literally looking in a scope and aiming it at somebody who just differs from you in terms of your political beliefs or ideologies and or opinion by freedom of speech. Not even there's no like sword sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me kind of situation. But yet, insane, dude. I guess another picture of him said social media post revealed an eerie video of Robinson reading out a presidential scholarship. Right, I saw this. He was reading out something to Utah State University, that he got accepted for like $35,000 a year or something. He's currently listed as a third year student in electrical apprenticeship at Dixie Technical College in St. George. Despite speculation rising about Robinson's potential political motivations for alleged assassination, his political beliefs are still up in the air. Both his parents are registered as Republicans. Police believe the 22-year-old acted alone. His motive hasn't explicitly been released. And there's more information here. Robinson's dad recognized his son in the footage. Wow. The outlet reported that Robinson owned up to the crime but resisted turning himself into the police, threatened to kill himself, of course. Then his family, who were reportedly devout Mormons, got their church involved. There he is, man. Death penalty, if convicted, which he most likely will be. I don't know why he wouldn't be. I'm not going to read the rest of this because there he is. This kid. It's nuts, man. That's crazy. Devout Mormons, by the way. This is not necessarily related, but my chiropractor, we talk about the Lord, but he's a Mormon. So when I talk about the Lord, I talk about him in a way that tries to signal like we're not the same in some sense. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or anything like that. It's like trying to get him into conversation. It's just pretty wild to think like a 22-year-old is not saved. It's very clear his family's not saved. And that's not something I'm trying to harp on. What I'm saying is there is something at play here. The same Jesus that you would follow in Mormonism is not the Jesus that I follow. We're not the same. There's something wrong here. And that's not to say that people who follow Jesus don't make these mistakes. Absolutely. What I'm saying is there's something about knowing Christ and being known by Christ and other entities coming in who are false Christs. And I don't know what this young man was going through. I don't know if he was a Mormon or not. I don't know. His family is. I would assume they have a love for God. I hear all the time that Mormons are incredibly sweet and some people that are just like absolutely God-fearing people in terms of they fear God, but they don't know God. I just don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm sure his father and his mother are, I don't know. I'm speaking in a vacuum of things that I don't even know, like if they're distraught or what was happening at the home or what led him to do that. Is it because of college, because of culture, something in Mormonism? I don't know. What led to this situation. So, pray for Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, and his two children, his daughter and his son, I believe. This whole thing has ignited, if there was one Charlie Kirk in the world, there's now a billion. You know what I'm saying? That's like it has produced a tidal wave, a cascading effect of people who will stand up and come out of the woodworks, and whatever they were doing, they want to be more public and it also has made people who not even religious or anything like that, right? Religious beliefs or even other side, people who have said anybody who was celebrating this, even if they're on the other side of the aisle about it, it's like they're absolutely vile and disgusting. Like you see evil being exposed. Charlie's death was not in vain. Was not in vain. For sure not in vain. God does not allow. He sends his word into the ground and it cannot come back void. It must produce fruit. There is much fruit in Charlie's life, so much to the point that it's producing this, like I said, this tidal wave, this cascading effect, this domino effect of something happening in a nation where people who you would never really hear about it, maybe totally dislike. So many people I've heard don't like Charlie, or like I've never agreed with anything on him, but this was not okay. This was attack on free speech about somebody who was, if anything, the guy who was opening up platforms for people of all across the world to come in and speak and have dialogue in open forum, open campus, in public. And that's what he did. I mean, like that is his thing. It's what he does. And instead, what happened was he died a martyr, and a martyr speaks volumes, and it will enshrine, you could say, leave a legacy that will ripple throughout generations as long as we're here, for people who will go, this guy, young man, 31 years old, look at what happened. And It's going to bring people to Christ. It's not in vain. And I'm sad for his wife. I'm sad for his children that they will not have a father, at least their biological father. But God is going to use it for good, despite the circumstances. And many people, I believe, will come to Christ because of it. People who would have never, ever, ever come. Maybe even Tyler. This is a Paul situation that we've seen before, right? And we love Paul. And Paul, I've read it plenty of times. Paul had a murderous intent to actively go, as he got the authority to go find men and women, anybody of the way, right, and to bring them back. Even Ananias is like, hey, Lord, you wanted me to go to this guy who literally is unaliving us. And the Lord said, go. He said, nope, go. I've already put it on him. He's going to believe. This is what's going to happen. Go. And he did. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you liked the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.